Welcome back. I am joined with Karen from the health department.
Hi, how are you?
And I'm fantastic. How about yourself?
Just fine.
Thank you for taking time out to kind of join and kind of answer some questions that the people out there are starting to panic a little bit or have some misconceptions, and we're gonna straighten those out a little bit. So,
At least I hope so.
yes, you guys offer flu shots, correct?
Yes, and a lot of other people do too, physicians'
Sure.
offices and the pharmacies and that kind of thing.
How important is it to get a flu shot?
Well, of course, I'm prejudiced, but I think it's very, very important. Really, the best way you can prevent flu is to get a flu vaccine.
Sure.
And with the season how it is now, it's really taking off. And that we're not sure if we're at the peak or nearing the peak, but there's still going to be a couple more weeks of flu season left. People really still can get their flu vaccine.
So it is still available.
It's still available, yes.
And it's all plenty supply. Everybody's plenty of, even if there's a run, there's still plenty of supply. Everybody can still get their shot.
All providers may not have an adequate supply, but they can refer them to someplace else, and we
Sure.
do have an adequate supply.
Now, what do you say to the people who say, "Oh, I can't get a flu shot because I just get sick immediately"? Because I'm sure you hear that a lot.
No, I never hear that. Actually, I hear that all the time. So my first question to people is, do you know what the flu is? And usually they tell me, oh, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. That is not the flu. That is not what we're trying to prevent, so that's why we don't do a very good job of it, because that's not what we're trying to prevent. It's a respiratory problem that makes you very, very, very sick for 7 to 10 days. Cough, sore throat, high temps, aching and soreness in every muscle and bone in your body. You are sick, sick, sick for 7 to 10 days. That's what we're trying to prevent.
And who is mostly at risk for flu?
Well, anyone can be at risk for flu, but the most likely people are those who are 65 or older because their immune systems are not working as well. And actually small children, especially those that are infants under the age of 6 months, because we cannot protect kids that are under 6 months. We can't give a flu vaccine until they're 6 months of age. So the only way we can protect them is to cocoon them, in other words,
Sure.
protect everybody around them against the flu, and that's the only way to do that, of course, with a flu vaccine.
And how is it most commonly spread? I mean, how, you hear people, "Oh, I cough into my arm," or I cough, if you do have it, how is it most commonly spread?
Well, it's a respiratory illness, so any kind of droplets for talking, coughing, sneezing, whatever can spread that particular germ. And so, as you point out, there are several things we can do to help prevent
Sure.
the spread of those little droplets. One is that we cover our cough. We can do that by coughing into our elbow or sleeve, or get a Kleenex if we do that. Make sure you wash your hands very well, and we don't mean just running it under water. We mean 20 seconds of washing with soap and water. If you don't have soap available, use an alcohol-based sanitizer. If you are sick and you're running a temp, stay home, please, because you're going to make other people sick, and it's going to make you sicker for longer. So that's a very important thing to do. And as we said, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands.
You touched on two of the things that I want to kind of go back to. The sanitizer gel that everybody has on their desk, is that really a good protectant against, even for normal people who aren't sick or didn't just cough, just to constantly use that kind of a gel? Is it?
In the absence of soap and water, yes, that's your best thing. But if you have a running water and soap available, there is nothing that beats that. It's very simple.
That's your best line
That
of
is your
defense.
best line of defense.
Get out there and wash your hands.
We always say at the health department that we'd probably be out of a job if people did a good job of hand washing, but
And don't touch your face, and don't touch.
right, exactly. A lot of times germs are transmitted through your eyes, the mucous membranes, the nose, and the mouth. So if you keep your hands away from your face, you've helped yourself out a lot.
Don't bite your fingernails.
No, don't do that.
Don't rub your eyes.
Right, exactly.
Sure. So what are some misconceptions that, we hear it all the time, I got a flu shot and I got sick. What are there other misconceptions that people should know about that just aren't true? I know you're on the side of get a flu shot.
Right.
So let's go ahead and push that. What other misconceptions should you break down that wall?
Well, the first misconception, which we already discussed, was what the flu really is. And so people say, oh, I got the flu shot, and then next day I had the flu.
Sure.
First of all, they probably didn't really have the flu, but they were sick. It does take 2 weeks for the vaccine to work. So it's not like you walk in today and you walk out 5 minutes later and you're protected.
And you got this force field.
Right, exactly. Plus, you could already have the bacteria in your system before you walk in the door to get the flu vaccine, or you could be sick before the 2 weeks for it to kick in and work. So those are the biggest things, is that people really need to understand that. And we don't prevent every kind of flu-like illness. We only prevent the 3 that are in the vaccine, and that is if they're a good match to what's circulating this year. And it appears at this point that the highest circulating is H3N2, which is in the vaccine.
Oh, fantastic. Now, as kids go off to school, and as kids go off to daycare, and as they mingle at McDonald's even, you really do recommend that children after the 6 months, is that what you said, receive the shot?
Oh, absolutely. Anyone 6 months or older should get a flu shot. I mean, that's just a universal thing. But most importantly for the kids, because if anybody has any children around, grandchildren, their own children, they just spread germs like crazy. And so they don't wash their hands, they're coughing, and they don't cover their mouth and those kinds of things. So they spread germs extremely easily. So I am telling you, the way to protect the people around, like your grandparents, is for your children to get a flu vaccine.
Now, as far as being in home, and as far as, okay, I've gotten my shots, and everybody's scared. Let's just be honest. You know that. It's in the news. You see it on TV every day. There were 2 more deaths yesterday.
Right.
Everybody's scared. Is there something else beyond that, like just making sure your surfaces are clean and doorknobs are washed? Do you recommend anything for your home?
We recommend disinfecting surfaces that are handled often, like your bathroom, your handles of your doors. Computer is a big, I think, transmission object for bacteria and germs and viruses. So you really need to just, overall comprehensive thing of making aware that you have germs everywhere and you have to maintain. That doesn't mean go crazy and get, excited like, oh, there's germs. They're coming everywhere. Right, exactly. But, let's use a common sense approach and be more diligent. If people really did that, you cut down your colds and all those other things out there.
Wash their hands.
Right, absolutely.
And when is peak flu season usually?
It usually is in middle to late February and into early March. So we are early on our peak. However, that is an average. Sure. So that's why sometimes we are later and sometimes we're earlier.
And is there something, as we're kind of closing up and hopefully answered some of their questions, is there something that you feel that people really need to know about the flu shot and or the flu season in general?
Well, first of all, they need to get a flu vaccine if they have not already done so. So I say that like 20 times
and
here.
Wash your hands.
And wash your hands. Those are the 2 big things that I can tell you. And stay home if you're sick.
Thank you for coming in. I truly appreciate it. And honestly, if somebody at home has questions or if they think, I would like to know both sides, is there a contact information where they can call our health department?
They can call our health department. It's 765-456-2408, and they're going to get a lovely little message and press 1 for the nursing office, and we'll answer whatever questions we can.
And importantly, just don't panic and wash your hands.
Right.
And get that shot.
Right.
Thanks for coming in today. I truly appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Have a great day.